A bond between sisters never arrives with grand announcements. It grows in the quiet spaces where laughter and responsibility meet. It is found in whispered conversations before important days, in the way one reaches for the other's hand when the cameras flash, in every small gesture that says, "I am here, always." There is something almost secret about such a connection. Others can see the closeness, yet only we can feel how deeply it runs. Our lives have always been intertwined, shaped by the same history and expectations. Even when our duties demand different roles, our hearts remain anchored to the same home. Whenever I look at her, I see more than a sister. I see the person who shares the same memories, the same joys, the same challenges. We have learned together what it means to grow under watchful eyes, to carry responsibilities that feel much larger than our age. None of it would feel as manageable without knowing she understands without explanation. In the most demanding moments, it is her reassuring presence that reminds me that I am not alone. There is a strength that comes from this companionship, a confidence powered by the silent knowledge that someone else is walking right alongside you. Our childhood might have looked different from many others, yet our bond formed in familiar ways, games that lasted late into evenings, secret jokes that needed no words, and the simple comfort of knowing the other was always nearby. Every milestone of growing up has been shared. When we stepped into unfamiliar worlds, filled with ceremonies and expectations, we did it as a team. Even when I take a step forward into a role that places me first, she remains right at my side, not behind. The closeness doesn't change with titles. It is the same closeness that existed the first time we took each other's hand to cross a doorway. Sisterhood, to me, means recognizing that love is not measured by distance or the number of words spoken. It is measured by the certainty that the other person believes in you. She is often the one who makes me laugh before a serious moment, who gives me courage before a challenge, who says nothing but manages to say exactly what I need. When the world asks us to be poised and composed, we know we can still be our true selves with each other. That freedom is a gift. I know that as the future unfolds, our paths may grow more separate in appearance. Responsibilities may call us to different places. People may look to us for different things. Yet I feel no fear in that idea. The bond has already proven itself stronger than circumstance. We have faced change together many times. Each change only teaches us more clearly that no matter what shifts around us, our connection remains steady. It is not bound to a palace, to roles, or to geography. It lives in who we are. There is also pride in watching her grow into her own voice, her own dreams. Sisterly love does not seek to overshadow, it celebrates. When she succeeds, part of me rises with her. When she learns something new about herself, I feel excitement for the world that gets to witness it. We have always shared as equals in spirit, even when life gives us different tasks. I would never wish to walk this path without her companionship. She makes the journey feel rooted in something very real. Some people think sisterhood is always soft, but it can also be challengingly honest. She tells me the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. She pushes me to be better. She brings me back to earth if I float too high in expectations. She respects my responsibilities, yet she sees the person beneath them. That balance is rare, and it is precious. A sister who supports without pretending, who loves without conditions, makes every step steadier. There are days when silence between us speaks more than any conversation. A shared glance can hold years of trust. That kind of understanding cannot be taught. It is earned through time, through shared experiences, through caring enough to see someone fully. When I think of the future and all that is still ahead, I feel encouraged knowing she will continue to walk near me, even when the world cannot see it. There is comfort in knowing that someone carries a piece of your story within themselves. Love often appears in moments that seem simple to anyone watching. Sitting side by side during a long ceremony, leaning slightly toward each other during applause, exchanging the smallest smile while maintaining composure. Those moments are tiny marks of a bond that has shaped my heart. When I stand before a nation, I carry my family's love like armor. Her support is among the strongest parts of it. Our sisterhood is not only personal, it is also a reminder of how unity strengthens purpose. We share values taught to us from childhood: loyalty, respect, gratitude, and service. We have learned that leadership is not an isolated role. It is reinforced by solidarity. When I take on responsibilities that symbolize continuity and hope, I do so with the awareness that she, too, represents those same hopes. Together we reflect a promise of future generations working side by side, with compassion guiding our steps. There is beauty in knowing someone sees you as both ordinary and extraordinary at once. She sees me as the person who once stumbled while learning to walk, who once feared thunderstorms, who once dreamed aloud about impossible things. She sees those memories within the person I strive to become. That blend of past and future in a single gaze keeps me grounded. She reminds me that identity is not built solely by duties or titles. It is shaped by love. Whenever responsibilities feel heavy, I remember that she has always been the one to place her hand at the center of my back, steadying me. She never asks for recognition. She simply supports. It shows me that true love doesn't need the world's applause to be powerful. It grows quietly, and that quietness can hold an entire life together. Sisters share a bond that cannot be defined by what others witness. It is defined by every unseen moment that shapes who we are. Even when the sky keeps us in different places, even when expectations lead us along diverging paths, we remain connected in a way that distance cannot touch. I know that wherever she stands, a part of my heart stands with her. There is a soft strength in this kind of love. It does not demand attention. It simply endures, guiding us both with gentle certainty. A bond like this transforms responsibility into something brighter, something human, something filled with warmth. It turns duty into devotion. It allows us to step into the future without fear. Sisterhood is the promise that no matter what the world asks from us, we will always have a place where we belong, in each other's hearts. That promise will keep shining, quietly and steadily, under every sky. Love that transcends visibility feels like a quiet constellation. Everyone can sense that the stars are there, even when clouds pass and the sky refuses to reveal its light. There are so many ways affection travels between people without requiring attention or applause. It appears in the dedication of those who stand just outside the spotlight, who still choose to give their hearts fully. There are many kinds of love that exist without needing to be seen, yet they remain powerful enough to guide entire lives. Responsibility has taught me that life often unfolds in places where others cannot follow. There are decisions made in silence, challenges faced behind closed doors, and hopes carried privately until they are ready to grow into reality. In that quiet part of life, love becomes a source of strength. It reminds us why we step forward, why we choose to continue despite pressure or uncertainty. When the world expects so much, invisible love becomes the constant that keeps everything balanced. There are moments when one must be poised and composed, meeting expectations with a calm expression. Yet inside, the heart is deeply aware of the people who give their support from afar. Even if they are not physically present, the connection remains steady and real. Love does not fade when distance enters the picture. It adapts. It travels through memories, through shared dreams, through simple faith in one another. The sky above all of us proves that presence does not always need to be visible to be felt. In my life, I have understood that duty often asks for sacrifice. Time that could be spent enjoying ordinary moments must instead be devoted to responsibilities that shape the future. There are days when I cannot hug the people who mean the most to me or laugh with them freely. Yet in those absences, love becomes clearer. I feel the support from those who understand why I stand where I do. They do not need to be seen beside me to remain part of my heart. Their trust strengthens my resolve. Some relationships must exist in that quiet space. Love that transcends visibility respects boundaries. It allows people to remain close without demanding attention. It asks for patience, loyalty, and understanding. It knows that not all love stories are meant to be witnessed by the world. Some take root in the hidden places, where privacy protects authenticity. Those bonds can withstand pressure because they are built not on appearances, but on truth. When I think of love in this sense, I think of how every human heart longs for connection. Whether they stand on a public stage or lead a life away from cameras, everyone deserves to be cherished not for what they represent, but for who they are. Love reminds us that we are more than our roles, more than expectations. It offers refuge, allowing us to breathe and simply exist without judgment. That kind of love becomes a sanctuary the world cannot touch. There is a beautiful mystery in caring for someone without needing the world's recognition. The most meaningful gestures often go unnoticed by those watching from afar. A brief message before an important day, a shared memory that provides courage, a look that reassures more deeply than any speech ever could. Love hides in these small details. They carry more weight than grand declarations. Sometimes the heart must hold on to affection that cannot be openly spoken. This is not a limitation. It is a testament to the depth of the feeling. When love does not seek validation, it becomes purer. It asks only to be real. Even if circumstances demand silence, the heart continues to speak through loyalty, through kindness, through the quiet promise that says, "I am here for you," even if the world does not see it. As I walk into the future, I know there will be challenges that test my strength and moments that ask me to lead with unwavering focus. Yet I also know that I will never truly walk alone. There will always be love surrounding me in ways that may not appear in photographs or news stories. Invisible love becomes a hidden companion, reminding me that service and devotion are supported by something far more human than duty alone. There are many people who show love in subtle but powerful ways. A family that stands just behind the curtain, always ready to offer guidance. Friends who treat me not as a symbol, but as someone they genuinely care about. Citizens who believe in their future and trust that I will do my best for them. None of these expressions of love require recognition. They are gifts freely given. They inspire hope and remind me why my responsibilities matter. Love that transcends visibility belongs to everyone. It belongs to those who miss someone miles away, yet continue to encourage them. It belongs to those who protect relationships from the noise of public judgment. It belongs to those who wake each day committed to care for someone else without expecting gratitude. that love keeps the world compassionate even in times of uncertainty. There is a strength in trusting that love remains even when eyes cannot see it. Just as the sky keeps its stars hidden during the day, affection sometimes hides behind the necessary tasks of life. Yet when darkness arrives, the stars reveal themselves again, shining with clarity. That is what real love does. It endures. It glows quietly until the right moment invites it forward. Every person carries love that others cannot see. Secret hopes, cherished memories, loyalties that never give up. We often underestimate the power of these invisible forces. They shape who we are far more than public moments ever could. They influence our choices, our dreams, the way we treat others. Love becomes the invisible heartbeat of purpose. My hope is to always honor the love that surrounds me, even when it remains unseen. To protect it, to value it, to let it strengthen me. There is no need for love to prove itself loudly. It proves itself by staying, by supporting, by believing when doubt tries to enter, by giving without asking for recognition. The future will bring change, new challenges, and opportunities. No matter where paths lead, love that transcends visibility will continue to guide my steps. It asks only that I remain true to the heart that carries it. With every decision, with every promise, with every moment of quiet reflection, I feel its presence. Love does not need to be witnessed to be real. It needs only to be felt. It lifts the spirit, steadies the mind, and reminds us that connection exists beyond what can be seen. That truth brings comfort. It assures us that even when the world cannot watch, we are never truly alone. When the sky stretches above us, vast and unbroken, it represents every unseen bond that holds us together. We may not see every star at once, yet we know they are there. Love is like that sky, expansive, constant, and beautifully invisible. Duty becomes meaningful only when the heart understands why it must carry responsibility. Hope enters and gives purpose to every action, even the ones that feel routine. Affection fills the silent spaces between tradition and future, reminding us that every role we fulfill must be rooted in humanity. These three elements are not separate paths. They are threads woven together, defining how I want to walk forward, how I want to serve, how I want to love. There are moments when standing before others can feel overwhelming. Expectations rise like tall walls, and history whispers its demands. Yet within those expectations lies a promise. That promise tells me that duty is not a burden if it serves the dreams of many. It asks for commitment to fairness, to dignity, to progress. Duty asks for strength, not for myself alone, but so others may feel secure and hopeful. It teaches me that leadership is not about being above anyone. It is about being accountable to everyone. Hope becomes the light in this journey. A future cannot be shaped with fear or hesitation. It needs belief. Hope invites courage. It urges me to imagine a Spain where every voice has a place, where each generation sees itself reflected in opportunity and respect. There are times when challenges rise like shadows, but shadows exist only because there is light behind them. Hope is that light. It gives us the confidence to think beyond the present, and to understand that every effort, however small, builds towards something greater. Affection is the warmth that keeps duty from becoming distant or cold. It is the reminder that service is not an obligation to ideas alone, but to real people with real dreams and emotions. When I think about the love I feel for my family, my land, and the citizens who share their trust with me, I understand that devotion is not built on rules, but on relationships. It grows from listening, from caring, from seeing others not as a crowd, but as individuals whose lives matter deeply. As I grow into my role, I learn its responsibilities one step at a time. Each day teaches something new about patience, resilience, and empathy. I know that I will still make mistakes. Growth does not happen in a straight line. There are moments when uncertainty arrives uninvited, questioning whether I am ready. Yet hope answers by reminding me that readiness is not perfection. It is the willingness to keep learning and to remain true to one's purpose. Duty becomes stronger when shared. No one leads alone. A nation is built through unity. Teachers, workers, artists, scientists, caretakers, and every citizen contribute to the story that continues long after any one person's lifetime. Service means standing among them, not above them. It means using a position of visibility to shed light on those who often go unseen. Hope grows when every person feels valued. Affection thrives when compassion guides decisions. There is immense honor in carrying forward traditions that have shaped a country's identity. Heritage is a gift received from those who came before. Duty protects that heritage. Yet hope encourages us to adapt, to open new doors, to allow the next generation to add their own chapter. Affection ensures that in times of change, no one feels forgotten. Balancing these elements is not simple, but the challenge is what makes the task meaningful. My vision is not only for the responsibilities I will one day inherit. It is a vision for the people who trust in the future. I want to be a source of stability when uncertainty arises, a voice for fairness when justice is questioned, and a reminder that leadership must always be compassionate. Every decision should reflect the belief that progress must never leave kindness behind. A country grows stronger when its heart grows stronger too. There is a special kind of hope that comes from youth. It believes not because the path is easy, but because it sees possibilities where others might see limits. I feel that hope each time I meet young people who want to contribute, create, and improve the world around them. They are the proof that affection for a country is not measured in grand gestures. It appears in everyday acts: volunteering, caring for a friend, working hard for a better life. Hope lives in those gestures. Duty sometimes requires standing still while others run free, watching carefully while others celebrate without worry. Yet affection makes every sacrifice worthwhile. It tells me that love for a nation is not measured by comfort, but by commitment. It reminds me that service is not temporary. It continues through every season of life, even when gratitude is not spoken. Love for one's people is a lifelong promise. The future will not ask whether it was easy. It will ask whether we chose courage, whether we chose compassion. Those choices shape legacies. Hope ensures that when history looks back, it will see a generation that refused to settle for less than dignity and fairness for all. A leader's duty is to protect that hope and ensure that affection for one another does not fade under pressures of the world. Some might assume that visible roles define identity. Duty might seem like a crown made of expectations. Yet affection keeps identity real. It reminds me of who I am beneath ceremonies and titles. A granddaughter who cherishes stories of her grandparents. A daughter who feels safe because of her family's love. A sister who trusts in silent support. A young woman who still marvels at the beauty of ordinary days. These truths protect my heart, keeping duty grounded in authenticity. The vision I hold for the future asks for unity, for a shared purpose that uplifts everyone. Hope encourages cooperation instead of division. Affection strengthens understanding. When these values guide us, progress does not leave anyone behind. The path